good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am your host, Other Jake, here on Utherverse Live on X with our founder, co-host, and CEO, Brian Shuster. How you doing, Brian?
Doing well, Jake. How you doing today?
Doing fantastic here. Another Thursday. This week has flown by.
Yeah, flown by. But another exciting day. And boy, today is uh, landmark. Um, very excited about the launch happening. Started already earlier today.
It's so we have I mean, every week there's a lot of, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we drop all the Otherverse news here first, and then we roll it out accordingly. But every week it seems to be something new. We haven't really talked about this yet, Brian. So today we have a lot in store for y'all. If you want to just kind of jump right in, feel free.
Yeah. Well, maybe before I jump right in, let's just take care of some
Housekeeping.
housekeeping.
Yep. Okay. So, welcome in, y'all. So today we're doing another round of giveaways, like every week here on Thursday Spaces. Three winners. The way you are eligible to win is you repost this space. So make sure you repost this space specifically. Tag three friends, like it. Make sure you're following Otherverse. And we, throughout the space, pick three winners. One of them being a grand prize winner. And if you listened the previous week, so if you're a return listener, you have the eligibility for a 2x multiplier in your prizes. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, with that out of the way, um, we have launched our pre-festival today. I dropped this alpha last week, um, and today is the first of our, like I say, pre-festival, because the actual Autumn of Music Festival is starting a week from today, with all kinds of fantastic musical guests and artists and DJs and all kinds of genres. But today, we're doing a European show every day. We're doing a North American or an American show every day. In terms of time zones, we already did our European one earlier in the day, and we got DJ Mike coming up to be spinning tunes and showing off a bunch of the new features of the software and whatnot, and the new clubs and such. And that's going to be an hour after this show ends. DJ Mike is coming in at 4. But the plan for the Autumn of Music Festival, and boy, I got to tell you, Jake, well, I can't tell you on the air here, but I got to tell you some of the acts that were lining up here. We got hit up by a massive act
Beautiful.
last night. I'm really excited about it. But two musical shows every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to happen throughout autumn, so October, November, into December. And I expect that the way that this is gonna roll, um, is as these DJs come in, become popular within the community. They're bringing in their followers and their fans. They've got access to the affiliate program. The fans are going to bring in their friends, and this is really going to light the fuse for the community explosion on this side of Otherverse Xeon. Now that we've got the social center working, the profile system working. It's easy to be social. This is our social media platform. It's Web 2. So, easy to go in, start posting bulletins, uploading photos, and such. Um, I see this as a path. Music always brings people together, but doing it day after day, week after week, people are going to continue to come back, return, make friends. There's going to be a lot of money flowing around. That means obviously a lot of Uther flowing around, and soon we're going to be activating the play to earn on the social center side, and of course that's going to be a huge incentive for everybody to continue coming back, continue coming to the shows, continuing to engage socially, and it's just like it's all coming together, just like we've been talking about for the last couple of years, and it's just I can't get over that. uh, you know, it all started and really started today.
It's launched. We did it. It's happening.
Yeah.
And if you and I'll say this as well, it's a beautiful thing. If you haven't yet, go to our X profile, go to the link tree, download Xeon browser, make a profile, hop in there, and just make friends. Also, it's still early, so I've said this a couple months ago, but you still have the capacity to claim your username. It's something that is much like the internet, much like a domain. There's only one of every single name, so if you want to be the original, definitely something you want to go do and get your space in early before this rolls out to the masses.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You want to claim your real estate right now, and it's something that we've been talking to the DJs with as well. That the new breed of social media influencer, the new breed of wildly popular personalities, musicians, and influencers. This is now that we're launched, now that we're live, and with a growth plan that's just off the chart. Um, getting in early, you establish yourself. So anybody who knows any DJs, any bands, any I mean, even coming in through karaoke, becoming a brand ambassador for us. There's so many opportunities that are getting it at the ground level. So, a lot of positive feedback from just everybody that we're engaging with, which is so great to hear. And man, and I just can't get over how well, the software has passed the stress test, and, just comparing our software with what's out there, and the growth in users, it really, it's like a dream come true, how it's all coming together. Did I lose you?
Oh no, I'm here. No, sorry, I was muted. No,
Ah,
we're out of the. It seems like we're out of the woods now. Things are really shaping up to a place where we can really roll this out. And this is, you also said something that's really cool. That being the first festival in Zion, it's a if you are an artist, this is the next generation of creators and influencers, is this virtual space. You see it already with these. I'll find the article for you, Brian, but if I can find it, I'll post it here. But the first AI artist, virtual artist, got signed for I think like $9 million uh, to Sony.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's like it's a company, and they created this AI character that all the music is AI. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it really, but it's definitely moving in that direction.
Yeah, well, one can be detached and just go, it's fascinating, even if you don't support it. I mean, I felt the same way about NFTs. It was a fascinating development, even though I knew that it would crash, and I would talk about it all the time. Right? I mean, if they're not functional, there's really no point. But nevertheless, fascinating and insightful. I don't know how I feel about AI artists getting signed for that kind of bank,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I suppose it is the next frontier. And of course, uh, we're gonna have all kinds of next frontiers here going on in the software. I mean, a music festival is great. Autumn of Music, I really love it. I mean, I love the idea that it's so convenient to be able to go out, and throughout the season, we're going to continue to add all kinds of fun features. Um, like right now, we've got magic wands and glow sticks and other special effects and pyrotechnics. But as we progress, I mean, hello. Uh, I've seen all kinds of uh, materials that are going to come out. Just fun festival stuff: hula hoops, poi, juggling. All kinds of other glowy effects. Fairy wings and halos, and I mean, all those kinds of fun things that you know, lasers and such. They take a lot of work in the real world, but in the virtual world, you could just acquire these. items and dance and have fun and meet people and be social. You don't need to stand in line. You don't need to get tickets. It's all free, except maybe some of these acts that I'm talking to. But we'll cross that bridge. Um, but heading out to a music festival where you don't have to pack your trailer, be out in the elements. You can be front of the stage and then pop over to the bathroom, like right next door, and come back, and you're still front of the stage. And also safe. There's no risks involved here, except maybe a little bit of carpal tunnel if you're an active capper. So many benefits, and music has proven itself. But then the other aspects of the festival where we're going to be, I mean, whether these are separate acts, whether they are on dark days, where we don't have the stages lit, um, you know comedians, and obviously we've got the karaoke and the trivia events and user generated events, movies, all of this fun stuff. So it's really the launch of like the constant activity in world. And I don't know, that's another really neat feature is I can never go into the software anytime, 24 hours a day. There's always a bunch of people there now. So that's what a great sign, that it's got traction and it's growing.
It's really exciting. Um, so also question for you. We were talking about this. This is a good topic to kind of expand on. So this week we were talking about the CEO of Live Nation and how he was quoted, and the internet kind of went berserk about how concert prices are still too cheap.
Right.
$78 average is too cheap. I mean, that's kind of absurd, but it also lends a hand to what we're doing, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it's hard to imagine anybody accepting that argument. That what did you say? $72
I think
average.
78.
78,
Yeah,
right? That's too cheap to attend a concert. I mean, come on, that's a lot of money. On the other hand, um, you know, if I dive into the economics of throwing a real world concert, with wages having gone up so much, with the venue security going up, the insurance, the artist demands. I mean, maybe the profit margins are getting squeezed, but that's certainly in the virtual world, where we can throw 90-day long music festival and it's all free, right? Because our cost basis is absolutely like nothing. um, Special effects and pyrotechnics and sprites and glowing, and having thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000 attendees, the cost doesn't change.
yeah,
And so, yes, we're spending our money to bring in the artists and whatnot, so that we don't have to sell tickets. Um, but even if we were selling tickets, I mean, what are you talking about? Like $1 a user to
yeah, yeah.
attend. So, and the experience, God, the experience. I mean, obviously I attend a lot of events in world. I gotta say, I mean, uh, uh, it's so much fun. And when you take out, I mean, you start thinking, well, $78 is an average ticket, and then the cost of um, getting everything ready and going, and standing in line and gaining entrance and all of that hassle, and then buying food for like $10 for a pop, um, inside the venue. Uh, uh, your costs here to attend a show, what, hundreds of dollars. um, okay, all of that could be replicated. I mean, the economies of scale here. You have millions of people attending a show, and they pay 10 Uther each. Well, that's going to be 100 million Uther coming in. uh, because our stadium can hold an unlimited number of people. So you get these economies of scale. It's absolutely revolutionary, and it's great to be bringing it to people in a really accessible way. One of the things I've been thinking a lot about. Obviously, I have an enormous amount of knowledge about the most successful virtual concerts because of our my involvement in the litigation against Epic Games.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I can tell you, the being able to make this accessible where you don't have to be a world famous heavyweight artist to be able to have a concert. You can be a DJ with 500 followers and set up an event in world and do a proper concert with all of the bells and whistles. This makes it accessible for everybody. And of course, as we all know, some of these smaller artists are really talented. I mean, they are mind blowing. And they're going to be big artists if they're given the opportunity. Well, here's the opportunity, right? Expose the masses in this really new kind of way. And you could blow up and you could be the next, Dead Mouse.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love me a good, festival experience,
Yes.
but at the same time, the convenience level is, and that's not even talking about the layer of VR AR that's coming.
Right.
That's the next thing where it's full immersion.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the other thing to keep in mind is we're sitting here at the very opening day, right? I mean, well, I can project forward where this is going to be in a year and in 2 and 5 years, and don't get me wrong either. I have attended many music festivals in my day, um, and I've had a ball. Um, but you can bring that level of experience, and it's different. I mean, it's really not competing in a sense. But boy, I've been in music festivals. I mean, I remember when I was at Bonnaroo, the first Bonnaroo,
Yeah.
and out in Tennessee, and I got up to what 115 degrees or something, and we're all in tents, and you just have no relief from that heat, and you're trying to go listen to music, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna. I mean, people were right passing out and needing medical attention and heat stroke. Okay, well, there's pluses and minuses here. I wouldn't have minded being able to go back to a hotel room. I mean, we were camping, in tents, so there was no hotel. Would you go back to a hotel room, turn on the air conditioner, flip on my computer, and attend virtually? 100%.
Yeah.
But
No,
again,
it's true.
went to High Sierra Music Festival, and the temperature was great, and there were no problems like that. So hit and miss, but with ours, it's always going to be a hit because you know what you're getting into, and like you say, the convenience. So yeah, everybody, come on down. We're going to be posting schedules and all of that stuff um, uh, uh, on the daily. Yeah, I'm not taking
you,
phone calls
you,
right
you
now.
getting a call there, Brian?
Yeah, I sometimes disable my landline and sometimes I don't. Um, um, yeah. So what was I saying? Uh,
I think.
we're going to be
Yeah.
posting the schedule every day. Plus, please check out the events calendar to make sure you are attending some of these shows and let us know. Let us know who you want coming back because successful acts we can bring them back and you know uh, 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 yeah fill uh, that desire to reattend.
Absolutely. So, Brian, to that time, should we give away some money?
Yeah, let's give away some money.
All right. I have already picked the first winner of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So, first giveaway of the day is at Cherry Poppy, CherryPoppie 7. Congratulations, Cherry Poppy. Please DM us here on Utherverse and we will coordinate your prize. Congratulations.
Yeah, fantastic. Hopefully you were here last week and we'll double it.
Yep. 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 That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Very good. Okay. So, moving forward, just make sure you DM us here on Utherverse one more time. Death, how you doing?
Good, good. How y'all doing today?
Doing great, man.
Doing good.
How is it down under?
Yeah, good. It's a nice, beautiful day today, so I'm always happy to be here. Interesting day in the market, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking like we've got a few resistance levels coming up for Ethereum and Bitcoin, and that should be a pretty good bounce from there. But definitely a good little spot to snipe some early entries.
Yeah, it's very very interesting what's going on. I mean, um, uh, and it's interesting to see the divergence between, um, let's say, gold and cryptocurrencies in the market now. Um, my explainer for this, putting on my economist hat here, Death. Um, uh, Bitcoin is not digital gold. Um, Bitcoin and gold have moved in tandem because they both respond positively to um, money supply, global money supply. And if you look at global money supply M2, it is off the chart. I mean, almost literally. China is just flooding cash into the market space. We're seeing it with Japan. Lots of monetization of debt here. So Bitcoin lags global money supply by several months. So I'm very optimistic about the state. I use Bitcoin as a proxy for cryptocurrency. Obviously, Uther I'm going to talk about in particular, but gold doesn't respond to money supply nearly as tightly as Bitcoin does. Gold responds to geopolitics. Um, and with the spokesperson for Russia today saying that NATO has declared war directly on Russia. I mean, we've seen this brewing here with all of the political violence in the United States, with the UN and all of the gong show going on with that. We've seen gold really rally. But that's my observation is gold rallies when geopolitics is tense. So it's not really a good sign to see gold going up. Bitcoin, on the other hand, and cryptocurrencies rally. Generally speaking, just based on the fact that they're superior money. So as people lose confidence in money, um, and those two things correlate a lot, but not directly. And that's my explainer for why gold is up and Bitcoin is down and Ethereum is down and Solana is down. Um, and by extension, Uther down a little bit, I think, although I haven't checked that recently because there's so much going on with Uther. But what do you think, Death?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one of those things. The market is in a crazy run at the moment, and a little retrace was honestly needed to this levels. We haven't seen a retrace sort of this big of a pullback in a while now, and it's always good. A bit of a retrace is healthy. Let's get a lot of people get an earlier buy-in that they sort of missed out on, and yeah, I'm keen. I'm picking up more during this little dip down. You see it all over crypto Twitter right now. A bunch of people saying, the bull run is over. It didn't even get started yet. If we compare it to prior trend timelines and prior patterns, we're not even close to actually it running yet. It's going to be one of the I see it kind of comparing to the percentage growth in 2021. That face melting run that people just couldn't expect how high it was going, and you'd think it would go to a certain level and it would just blast straight through that, keep going upwards. So I definitely think we're not even close to that. And Uthar's looking healthy as well. Had a bit of a retrace, which was needed, had a good pump up, and perfect time to get in at a nice little dip and hold those bags because only more and more is coming. And with that, only higher prices will come as well. So definitely a perfect spot to pick up some more if you missed out on the lower entries.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add some color to all of that. Um, um, when you get a quick run up, generally in top, layer ones, you start to get this accumulation of leverage, um, and it's that leverage always needs to be wiped out before you have this parabolic move. And I don't know how many times people can see this happen in Bitcoin, um, but like, don't use leverage to buy Bitcoin, because it's always going to try to wipe you out, either betting on it going up or betting on it going down. But once the leveraged, once the leveraged people get wiped out, you start to see all over crypto Twitter people saying, "Ah, the bull run is over. I'm done." They don't reestablish new leverage levels, and then it's sort of like cutting loose from the anchor. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin at 150 grand by year end, even higher than that. I mean, not investment advice. Maybe it doesn't go there. Obviously, I think Uther is much better, because at the levels that we're at, and now that we're launched, um, the user base is sure to grow rapidly, and all users are going to need to have Uther. Especially as we start to do the play to earn, um, and with all of the things going on with the token, and I haven't even really addressed it this week at all yet. But we are resubmitting all the audits to Dex Tools. We're clearing all these flags. It's maddening how long it takes to get a response from some of these, DeFi uh, institutions. But that's all happening behind the scenes. Same thing, I haven't talked about the raised trademark yet, but there's a lot of activity happening behind the scenes here. It's not like my tweets went unnoticed. We are in communication with a lot of parties about this right now. And, these things take some time to resolve. Obviously, everything is a negotiation, and particularly when you're going back and forth with like Singapore, so different time zones and needing to get their lawyers, our lawyers, whatever. But with all of these different things that are happening, um, the future for our token, it is going to become the predominant unit of account and medium of exchange, because it's going to be used in all of Web3, as Otherverse becomes the central hub for, I mean, I talked about NFTs and disparaged them earlier, but if you've got NFTs and you want them to be valuable, well, you go through the access control layer of Otherverse so that they're authenticated as original. They're authenticated as you own it. It's in your possession book. You can hang it on the wall of your store. You can, if it's a functional NFT, you can wear it. You can use it. You can exchange it. This adds value to NFTs. If you've got a token project and you come in with a sovereign, um, you know, uh, 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 suddenly you've got your sovereign's digital currency happening. So adding all of this value to Web3. Um, and the entire platform is run, and ultimately, our own layer two chain, the Uther chain, but the entire platform, user to system to user transactions all require Uther. Well, that is medium of exchange. That is, that takes that mantle from any of these layer ones, including Bitcoin or Ethereum. And so, I see the future as spectacularly bright, obviously, for Uther. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I expect ultimately that we're trading um, uh, at the same level as Bitcoin on a fully diluted basis. But at this entry point, forget about it. Um, buy and hold. That's my what I'm what I'm certainly doing. Um, Not trading advice. Sorry, I shouldn't be giving financial advice.
Oh, and typically September's are, even in the bull run, September's are the retrace month, historically. So I think that, personally, I'm just stacking more and more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like cryptocurrencies are going anywhere. Um, and it's not like the money supply. I mean, I don't know. I love diving deep into the economics that power all of these things, and I give a very high level when I say gold more responds to geopolitics and crypto more responds to um, fiat erosion. But that's a it's a pretty accurate um, way to view it. I mean, it's not rocket science to take a look at the M2 money supply globally and go look shift it 6 months and it's almost tick for tick Bitcoin. Well,
Yeah.
it's exploded off the chart. So where does Bitcoin go? I do think October. you know
I mean, yeah, it's and historically, October's a good years. Um,
and I
yeah,
love seeing people say the bull run is over.
um,
God, the more people say that, the more bullish I get. Right.
yeah, same, and especially just knowing what's coming. Um, yeah, I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, 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 uh, yeah, and always interesting. There's never, there's never, there's never a dull moment when it comes to. I guess that's not entirely true. The dull moments are the, poke it with a stick. Come on, move, and
Yeah.
it moves, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean move down. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, so I don't know. Uh, uh, we've got uh, we've covered quite a bit of ground.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have another winner picked. If we'd like to give
cool.
away some more, you want to give away some more Uther?
Yeah, we may as well, and then see where the discussion or questions take us.
Very good. Okay, so second winner of the day is, drum roll please, at Joyson 04667850. Crypto Joy, congratulations. You are second winner of the day. Please DM us here on Utherverse, and we will coordinate your prize. Congratulations.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. And hopefully you were here last week too. I love giving away these double prizes.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, so now let's go to farming. Some questions here.
Yeah, cool. While you're doing that, I'll do a shout out to our YouTube audience. Of course, we're not doing giveaways yet on YouTube, but I certainly appreciate everybody who's tuning in on that other channel now. And as we continue to grow and continue to expand, um, I'm grateful for everybody who is listening, paying attention to the project, and ultimately, make your way in. Um, we're going to be doing, once the Autumn of Music Festival officially starts next week, we're going to be doing some heavy promotion. So I've got plans to send out email invitations to all of our prior members that, are on our email lists, um, and to everybody who's, already downloaded the software. If you haven't downloaded and played in Otherverse in a little bit, it is so vastly improved. Boy, we are making improvements on the daily, and I get reports and reports, and stuff is working so much more smoothly. I'm not going to say it's bug free. There's still occasional issues, but um, wow, it's so responsive. It's working so great. I really encourage you, if you haven't, come on in, and if you have, come on back. And we're going to be having some parties next weekend. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways.
That is right. Okay, so I'm looking here, Brian. I don't really see any questions here right now. So I'm just gonna do a little shout out. If you guys have questions for Brian or for us here, go ahead and request to speak. We'll bring you up, and you can ask questions directly. Or if you can't speak, just go ahead and comment them, and we'll farm them and get them over to Brian for answering.
Yeah. All right. Uh, so, um, yeah, I'm wondering, did you check on YouTube?
Yep, I'm looking right now. Let's see here. It's You know what? While we're doing that, is there anything that you can say more about the? I know people were asking this week any updates on the Rays.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I suppose what I would say, as sort of my general messaging, um, God, it's disappointing sometimes to realize who is in charge of some of these projects that you had respect for. Um, I'm always looking for these win-win solutions. Um, and I think in a lot of instances, um, uh, people look a gift horse in the mouth, and it's pretty disappointing. I mean, there really is no argument about whether we were using rays, whether we have the trademark, and whether the trademark is applicable here. It's in the digital currency um, category, which is the category of trademark that is dead on point for crypto. Um, I really don't see the point of trying to be, anything except accommodating when I'm reaching out with an olive branch. But ultimately, if you take a look at all of the um, companies that I contacted and outfits that I contacted, because of course, we continue to hear from everybody that nobody at Radium is doxxed, that it's all a kind of a, I use this term not in a disparaging way necessarily, but it's all just a shady operation where nobody wants to use their real name, nobody wants to give you a contact. It all has to be anonymous. I don't know how anybody would trust a $1 billion company that is unwilling to tell you where they are, who you're dealing with. How do you trust them? I mean, we're gonna be adding liquidity to the token, and I don't think we can add it through Radium based on everything that I'm discovering about them. I don't know why they wouldn't want to step into the sunlight and say we're a real company, we're legitimate, and you can deal with us directly and above board. But because of that sort of structure, we're taking an alternate tact. We're contacting and dealing with contributory infringers or direct infringers that are using the mark in conjunction with Radium. That we can reach out to, because we have an obligation. I mean, I don't know if people know this, but under trademark law, you are obligated to enforce your mark if you want to keep the rights to it. It's not like you can just let somebody infringe forever and then turn around. And I mean, there are very famous cases that I learned about even in college, where the mark starts to get diluted. Like people start calling it Kleenex, for any kind of tissue. Well, Kleenex had to come out and say, no, you can't do that. People still refer to tissues as Kleenex. But because Kleenex enforced the mark, other companies weren't able to start saying, use our Kleenex tissues. Um, Kleenex is a brand, and they have the mark. And similarly, we are obligated under trademark law to enforce our mark. So we're enforcing it. This isn't anything uh, uh, that's sort of nefarious in any kind of way. Um, and so it's surprising to me that we're not getting much more sort of positive responses, especially since I mean, I announced on the show a few weeks ago the outlines of just an absolute win-win-win solution for everybody that helps our community, our token holders significantly, but also helps Radium in a lot of ways and increases their value. And I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything positive, but we're going to continue to pursue it. We're going to continue to pursue all avenues here, and in the end, this is just I don't see that this is anything but open and shut. There's really no argument. So I'm fully positive that this is going to have long term, very important value for us as a company and for everybody in our community and our token holders. Especially as we're planning to, we're making preparations and plans to take raise and to put them on chain. So obviously that's an issue if we don't have our mark properly identified and enforced. But you know, that's what I've learned. Sadly, Jake, it's the nature of the world. People just want to be confrontational these days. Nobody really wants to believe. that they can trust somebody, and uh, the offers aren't going to get any better. I'll put it that way. We're gonna be um, in continuing to increase the demand, because if we've got to go legal on everybody, um, you know we've we've got to make it worth our while. So
Yep. Okay. Well, that's a great update.
yeah,
And we'll also be articulating that in the coming days and weeks. So, if you're not listening right now and you're replaying this, or if anyone that misses it, will be that's it's ongoing saga here. Brian, I don't see any questions on the YouTube either. Is it, if and one more time, if anyone has any questions for today, if not, all good. I think we've covered a lot of ground in the past couple weeks here with the updates. Even if you're a DJ and you are curious to inquire, you want to join us as far as the uh, you know autumn of autumn of
yeah.
music.
Autumn Music Festival.
Please DM us here on Utherverse. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Okay, so we have a someone that wants to come up here. Crypto Soul, you're up with Brian. How you doing?
You're muted, but
Oh,
howdy.
we got Steve as well.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to ask how it works with games. Because my nephew plays a lot of games, and I just wondered how it works. Say, like FIFA, that kind of thing. If they wanted to do something and come into, you know, the metaverse, just wondered how that would work, or with the sovereigns and stuff.
yeah. So like,
Yeah, yeah.
you mean like the football FIFA?
Yeah, just imagine playing FIFA, but actually being inside the actual game. I just
Right.
wondered if that kind of thing would, you know.
Yeah. Um, Fantastic. Go ahead and mute because you've got some background noise there, and I'll answer you.
Oh, sorry, I'll mute.
Yep. Yeah, I love the question. So, um, as it stands right now, we're in the obviously early stages of full development, which is why we're still in beta. Um, but the way that I see this progressing, first of all, there are some games. They're simple games, darts and shuffleboard kind of games. We also are able to accommodate video games and anything that is playable basically online. So we have some multiplayer game arcade kind of stuff that is functional. Um, and the progress on this is going to be first moving to casino games. So if you can imagine, right now, online casino is sort of you playing against a slot machine by yourself, or you playing a craps table by yourself, with an avatar and an avatar craps table or avatar roulette table. We can have that same excitement that you get from a real casino. Everybody rooting for the shooter to hit the point, and the shooter throwing the dice, and everybody seeing the dice, the same rolls of the dice for everybody. Their bets are all dealt with similarly, so the table wins or loses, as a whole. Um, and uh, uh, in sort of parallel with that, one of the really exciting game aspects that we're going to be bringing in are um, these uh, um, esports events. So the esports arena, where crowds can watch players playing video games in esport tournaments, um, and either participating or um, as audience watching these esports. Those things I think are really going to draw. I mean, you can imagine the value of this kind of advanced virtual reality avatar casino or esports arena. Um, and then from there, of course, we start to allow sovereigns to, in particular, the question that you asked about, being able to play, for example, I'll call it soccer or football, depending on where you are in the world. To be able to play an event like that in world requires us to release our scripting capabilities to the sovereigns. That is on the roadmap, but that's a later development because with scripting comes vulnerability, and so that's something that we've taken into consideration right from the beginning, is how to enable scripting ultimately to be able to be released to the sovereigns, so that the sovereigns can create really engaging, exactly like what you're talking about, different types of games that are these types of physical games. And when I say physical games, we even have patents on in world physics stuff, but how to deal with the physics of the soccer ball as it's being kicked, and all of this. That requires these scripting languages, which are fairly elaborate, so that real, true game developers, or even independent game developers, can create these types of things. And that, by extension, ends up allowing you to build first-person shooter games, or adventure games, and all of this. Ultimately, um, culminating in this idea of an internet of games, where you can have multiple sovereigns that interact with each other through access control layers, so that a game can be played across many sovereigns, and in fact, an unlimited number of sovereigns. So it gives you all kinds of different, unique permutations of how the game, how it operates. Almost, well, like I say, like an internet of games. So imagining, you go to one sovereign, and you have to score a goal. That goal gives you access to another sovereign, where you can do fencing and earn a sword that can take you to an adventure game, and the sword becomes magical in this adventure game. And if you just start at the adventure game, you don't have the magical sword. That's a very simplified idea of this internet of games, but where you can see how different sovereigns can have different relationships with different other sovereigns, to create this whole web of um, uh, unending adventure. So that's the goal. And I think it starts, I think we've got a pretty good roadmap for starting simple and progressing until it becomes this, really phenomenal new thing that's never existed.
Yep, I mean, and that's like one of my most exciting aspects that is to come for us, is the interoperability of everything.
Yeah, right. Where it's not downloading a separate app where you're gonna, play a soccer game, and then a separate app where you're playing a fencing game. It's one browser, and you have access to all of these things, and people are marketing differently to different people, but you get looped into this whole, endless kind of anything that you want to do. There's always a pathway, um, and people can be creatively, essentially unlimited, creatively free to provide all kinds of new entertainment.
That was a very thorough answer. Did that answer your question there, Crypto Soul?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I just could imagine like things like that, and like DJs. Like I like Armin van Buren, and he does like a weekly podcast. He does like a 2 hour state of trance, and he brings in a lot of numbers. He does. So I can imagine he'd like to do something like Uh, yeah, yeah. Thanks for that,
You bet.
Brian.
Yeah, appreciate the question, and for sure,
Yeah, yeah,
outreach to any of your friends and followers that want to play a gig. Well,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll definitely share. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got a lot of numbers, so he does like a 2 hour thing on YouTube.
oh,
So
fun.
yeah, definitely a bit. And obviously he does the shows with all the lights and all the it's top class. Yeah. Cheers, Brian.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Awesome, great question. Um,
Yeah. All right, you want to do a final giveaway
Yep,
or?
I just picked the winner. So, all right, let me make sure we have the. What I'll do is I'll make sure we're following all the winners beforehand, just to double check that people aren't creating accounts really quick. Huh? Hold on one second here, because otherwise there's a level of potential fraud. So I make sure we follow these accounts first, and let's see. For some reason, okay, here we go. All right. So, grand prize winner of today with the potential of a 2x multiplier. Brian, you ready?
Ready, ready.
All right. So, we have the grand prize winner is Sammy at S80713084. Sammy, congratulations. You are the grand prize winner of today. Please DM us here on Utherverse to coordinate your prizes, and we will get them out to you as soon as possible. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And to everybody who was in the space today, come back next week and you qualify for double prize if you're picked.
Absolutely. Brian, thanks so much. Today was another really eventful and informative day. We will be doing this every Thursday. If it's your first time joining us, come back next week for another chance at winning and for more updates. We typically update the community here first before we uh, put it out to the typical channels. So make sure you're following along. Download Zayon at zayon.io. Hop in, join us for Autumn of Music. Starting next week, the pre-party has begun. And
Yeah, in 1 hour, there's DJ Mike, so you can attend the pre-party and you can also get the software course at otherverse.io.
yep, that's correct. With
Awesome,
that
Jake.
said, Brian, is there anything else you want to lead us out with?
Hey, that was it. Come and see DJ Mike, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got two DJs each day for the pre-festival, and then remember next week on Thursday in the morning. I mean, we're going to announce the schedule, but we're going to start the actual festival with prizes, and you should probably get an email invite, but make sure to check our Twitter, and you'll see um, when the party begins.
Very good. Thank you so much, Brian, for your time. Thanks everyone for listening, joining us today. We will see you in World, and we'll see you next week here on X. Be good, everyone. See you all next week.